How long have you been playing the game, like Blade and Soul?
I've been playing since launch. The reason I have the name River and my Weeb Kung Fu is because I name reserved them. Waifu got Kraken and who?
Ice Storm.
Ice Storm. She got Ice Storm and Kraken. No weird spellings because we did the name reservation thing.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't come into Blade and Soul until a year ago. Gunslinger patch was the first time I ever played Blade and Soul.
God, that was a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a year ago.
Yep.
Oh,
so
boy.
I don't know much about, like, I remember on the Chinese server when BNS first came out, I tried it a little bit and I just gave up after like level 20 or something because I didn't like the whole accessory and weapon breakthrough thing where you started with the starter weapon. You just have to
played on the
Russian one.
On the Russian server you're not supposed to talk about?
Yeah, the one
because
that
it wasn't NA.
That was 3 years outdated.
It was literally the first patch of Blade and Soul Korea. And people are like, don't talk about it, shush. But like, you can play it if you want. The ping was ass, but like her and I both made the cutest blade dancer we possibly could.
I played around with the character creator, and I fell in love.
Wow.
Yeah, she loves the character creator. That's why she has 11 characters.
Nice. Wow, 11 characters. Do you maintain?
What? 11 characters she plays, not 11 characters she just has. Like she's trying to gear them all up.
Every last one of them is Raven 3 and up.
Oh my goodness, that's some dedication.
Now, that is thanks to the past weapon event, the one that was a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's very patient.
Yeah, very patient.
Yeah, but I mean, this event's actually really good as well to gear up your ults. Yeah. Like I got my Blade Master to Raven 9 pretty easily. It's pretty crazy.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and I'm getting soul for several of my alts.
Yeah, all my alts have the event Soul and Pet, and they're all minimum Raven 6, except for my Gunslinger because screw my Gunslinger.
Wait, but then like, how much time are you dedicating to this game to do that? Like across 11 characters, it takes what, like 30 minutes per daily run, right?
So she's playing the long con. She has she can't play during the day, obviously. She only plays at night. She has her main Jack Wild, her Warlock, that she dumps all her main resources into. But whenever an event rolls around, she'll basically do this. So, for example, last event was pets. So she went, okay, I want these 3 characters to have a pet. So she focused on just those 3 characters. That was it.
Okay.
And then the next one was like Soul. And she's like, okay, I'll do these 3 characters. And then it rolls around again, and she keeps doing it over and over and over until all of her characters are where she's happy.
Okay. So that way you're pacing yourself. You're not going crazy and playing like 10 hours a day just to get everything.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah, because I have an 8 to 5 job. I get home, I eat dinner, I play this game, and then I go to bed. So
yeah.
And we're trying to buy a house right now, so we're really busy.
Oof. That's a lot.
Yeah, my realtor has just got my phone blowing up all the time. He's like, yo. I'm like, yes. And he's very long-winded like me. So I'm like, dude, just say yes or no.
GG. All right,
Yeah,
so I want to start with a few simple questions. First of all, it's like a lot of my viewers don't know who you are, so maybe you both could like introduce yourselves in like an easy way so that they'll know who you are and what you do, etc. Something like that.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I'm AlchemyYetti. I am a Twitch streamer. I mostly stream Blade and Soul, which is obviously the Korean MMO that we all know and love. I also play Warframe. I've been playing Monster Hunter World recently, and any multiplayer game that my community wants to play with me, any single-player game they recommend. I know Halloween's rolling around the corner, and I'm a chicken wuss, so we're going to be playing, Layers of Fear, because I love Soma so much. Good times.
Okay, I'm so bad with scary games.
Oh my god, I threw my mouse. I think that one game has like 30,000 clips because I chucked my mouse across the room. I don't know how many times.
Oh my god.
I hate scary games. I jumped way too much.
Oh.
I am Ice Goddess Storm, though our community knows me as Waifu. I'm the sidekick. I'm always there to keep the laughs going.
So do you two live stream together?
We do.
I used to FaceTime a whole lot with him. I haven't done that lately, but I do occasionally stream alongside him with multi-Twitch.
Yeah, so we'll use multi-Twitch. She does her own streams when she's doing raids. Like she'll be doing, she teaches people to do BT, VT, stuff like that. So she'll host those. and she'll stream. She doesn't do face cam for that. Everything's set up on my computer. Yeah, I have the double camera set up. We haven't in a while just because she doesn't feel like getting dressed. So someone's being lazy, but it's fine. You gotta be comfortable in your rating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, cool. So the majority of my viewers are all come to my channel because of Blade and Soul, and so the thing that I can't help them with is free to play, because I wail in this game. So a lot of my viewers want to know how to progress in this game purely free to play. What tips could you give them on that?
I will say first and foremost, because I get questions like that all the time, this game is very grindy, and you have to get into it knowing that. It is a Korean MMO. It is supposed to be insanely grindy. You can definitely get here, but you need to be patient.
Don't do it alone.
Please don't play alone. This is not a multiplayer.
This is not a solo game.
It's multiplayer.
You need to do it. You can get free to play as far all the way through VT, maybe even TT if you put enough dedication.
No, you definitely can.
But you can't do it alone. You have to find clan or friends or someone to just help you out and help you get there.
Like almost my entire clan's free to play. Like
yeah, most of them are free to play.
We
but
easily
the fact
have...
that we hang out so much together and we help each other out, that's how we got there free to play.
Yeah, we support each other. Now, those that want to play the game solo, it'll be a bit more difficult. If you get into the game and you're like, shoot, I have no one to play with. I mean, if you play on NA, my community is always open. I love helping people. I love teaching dungeons. There's a million guides out there. If you don't want those, you want like hands-on teaching. There are people. I know some folk don't want help. They just want to run in and do the dungeon. This game's harder than other games. Like, you can't just run in and just fly through a dungeon 200 miles an hour with your eyes closed. Like, shit's rough. So as a completely 100% free to play, I want to get there. You got to put in a little bit of effort. The few people that I play with that put in that effort, they learned about their class, they learned the dungeons, they learned when to block, iframe, dodge, basically how to be the most useful person in the party. They run in with Baleful, like doing like ST and shit. Like nothing's a challenge for them because they know what they're doing. It takes a little more effort, but you can definitely get there easily. You just have to be patient. Don't expect to play this game and jump straight to TT. There's an order in which you need to do things.
It's a process.
Yeah. It's definitely doable though. You just gotta be patient. That's the most important thing. I keep talking to people that are like, can I do the most recent raid? No. I can. Obviously, I've played this game forever. And you can, but not right now. You can't do it with Baleful 1. I'm sorry. Like, that's makes sense. Come on. Like, which MMO can you do that and jump and go do Mythic plus God tier heroic raids? Not many.
What is the time frame? What do you think for a free-to-play player to be able to do all of the dungeons? I guess a simple, easier way to understand it would be like, how long do you think it'll take a player to get like 1.1k AP in the F8, mentality?
So that I actually can't say. I really hate that question. On a side note, that triggers me off the face of the earth when someone's like, I hate hurting people when they're like, I have 1,000 AP. I'm like, good job. Like, I don't care. How much damage do you do? What are you parsing? Do you know dungeon mechanics? Do you know how this works in your class? Do you know how this works? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think getting 1.1k is hard. It's knowing what to do with it.
Exactly. Because people don't understand where their damage comes from. It comes from multipliers, not your 30% crit, no accuracy, no crit, but you have all the evasion and block in the world. Because your soul shields hate you, and you don't know what soul shields are. Like, wait, how do the soul shields work? I need to infuse crit into these things? What's going on?
Yep.
People just jump for that number, and they think suddenly, I can do ST, and then they get kicked. I'm like, why'd I get kicked?
Yeah.
And then it happens again, they're like, well, this is just a whale game, I'll quit. No. Unfortunately, you're right, you can't get around the mentality of F8. Realistically, it's completely free to play. It will take you a little while to hit 1100. It's so much easier to gear up now, though. Like, you can go do Basin, and you can get Hexes there. You can get Heptas there. You can make, my friend, Rhino. He's like, yeah, I'm just chilling in Basin, just doing whatever. He's, dude, I'm making hundreds of gold here. See, the drop rate's not very high on Evolved Orbs. Or, sorry, yeah, right? No.
Evolved Stones.
Evolved Stones, there you go. Those things I'm just stockpiling. He's like, you don't make a ton of money. They don't have a huge drop rate, but like, you kill the dude, you jump channels, you do it again. You kind of just chill there, you hang out, you get the keys, you get Heptas, you get Moonstones, you get Soul Stones. He's like, it adds up. You don't realize it, but it really does. He's like, I'm good with gems. I've not spent any money on them. I got the weapon I want. After this event just flew by, I got my soul. I have I think he saved some oils as well, so he had True Ascending. Then he got his pet. He's like, I can't die now. Awesome. You got this new heart thing you can upgrade. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing dungeons easily now. He's like, I thought you needed all this AP. You really don't. He has clan. Fortunately, he was able to hop in there. They're super cool. But a lot of people that put in the effort are able to get there. It's just, if your mentality is, I need to hit X AP, you might end up giving up, Yeah. Because you see how much it takes. So it's more so, make sure you're doing damage. And I get, people are gonna kick you, but it's like make your own party. It's not that hard. I mean, shoot, I've carried groups on my Raven 3 Soulfire tanked over people that have Aransu. So it's like, you just gotta know what you're doing.
Yep. And then, like, how do you think we can get past the mentality, like the whole F8 stigma of we look at everyone's AP instead of looking at, like, their parse damage or, like, you know, what do you think could fix this problem?
I've got a few. It's complicated, unfortunately. I love this game, but it's got about 1,000 issues. As with every MMO, I played a lot. Every game, once you play it too much, you start to see the cracks. You fall in love with it, you put 1,000 hours in, and then you hit that wall where you're like, you know what, this game blows. And then you move on. And then you do the same exact game, put 1,000 hours in it, and you go, this game blows. And you move to the next one. And you keep doing that, and you're never happy. You have to stop and realize, okay, what can we do as a community to fix this, if we can do anything? Can we contact the devs? Can they fix anything? Or is this game just, was it actually a bad game to begin with? Who knows? Whatever. But we have to be cooler to each other, be excellent to each other, all that nonsense. From their side, there's a bit they could do. I mean, I know League was trying to push the whole teamwork is OP thing for a while. They literally had a video going like teamwork is OP, like don't be douchebags to each other, basically. Stop flaming each other. There's literally a tip on screen for this game that says don't flame each other. It literally says don't flame your teammates.
Yeah.
You're in this together. It's not 1v9, it's 5v5. Stop.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Like, be chill with each other. Some people just suck. Just get around them. They don't matter. Like, if someone's a jerk, mute them. Move on. You know what I mean? Some people just they're trying to get attention. Ignore them. Some people just suck. But it's like, we can get around that. You find a clan, you find like-minded people, join a community. There's Discords out there, there's forums out there. You got to kind of put yourself out there. And if you're an introvert, play the game, have fun. Don't let people get to you. Like, you're better than that. It's like high school. You know what I mean? You get bullied, people are jerks to you. 2 years later, you forgot their name. You've moved on. What are they doing? They could implement item score if they wanted to on their side. They could not dump AP, but item score would probably be one of the best ways to say effective damage dealt by this player. I was talking to Kutsu, I think, and I said it'd be interesting if you could link an official Moyun parse on your character. So not a screenshot of Moyun parse, but like you kill him fully, start to finish, and you can hit record parse, and it will put it somewhere in your F2. So you can see, they can look at you and go, oh shoot, you have kind of gear, but you're parsing 200, nice. Or some dude that's got like a Ransu 9 or like Grand Celestial, and he clearly paid for it because he's only parsing like 150. It's like, oh, you don't want him in your party. That's his best parse. So they could implement that. There's a million things. That's sloppy. I just thought of it on the fly. But like, there's a lot we could do as a community. There's a lot they could do on their part. Yeah, we're not in Korea. So
the reason why I brought this question up is because NA is the only region where you can inspect people and see their AP. Like on the Chinese server, Korean, Japanese, and Taiwan server, you can't see their AP or their HP. You can only see their gear. On the
I would love that.
Yeah.
It would be nice if you could see the gear at the stage, but if they covered up AP, that'd be fine. I didn't know that actually.
I didn't know that
I know people that play every region. No one's ever told me that.
Oh, okay.
No one's ever said you can't inspect people. That's news to me.
Yeah, because I came from the Chinese server. That's why I found this really weird about this whole AP requirement. I was just like, well, we never had this before.
Interesting. Because, I mean, part of it is, like I mentioned before, people can just swipe for gear, unfortunately, and they're trash. Right now, during Trove, you're running into all these Trove heroes. They're like, I have a Ransu, daddy, look at it go! And it's like, they don't know what they're doing. They're running around. I saw some dude, this Warden, with the Ransu, and we're like, oh shit, he's clearly going to be tanking.
Oh, yeah.
Dude got CC'd every other hit. How?
On Warden.
You drop Blade Warden, just hold right-click and hit F. Like,
and then you're invincible. You're immune to CC.
Invincible! What are you doing? I was like, oh my god. I had to spec aggro and pull it from him. Because he was spinning the boss, and I'm like, stop! What are you doing? Like, I was dumbfounded. But I'm like, that's F8 though. Unfortunately, that's F8. I mean, I had a warlock that was soul burning over the wife with her black wings because they just wanted to soul her. I'm like, stop! What are you doing? Communicate with me. I was explaining to them why black wings was better. I told him the multipliers needs to put LOL. A like winky face, like soul burn. I'm like, oh, tilted. I just left the party. I'm like, nope, sorry.
No, I think that was a returning player.
I was trying to talk to him and explain things to him.
He thought that we should take turns soul burning.
And I explained to him how it doesn't work anymore.
As in, the last time he played was pre-BT soul kills.
Where you don't get the reduction. But I explained to him how the soul burn reduction works.
Yeah, so we explained and then he didn't even listen.
No, he commented, and then I said, so don't soul burn, okay? And then he just soul burn. I'm like, you little shit. He did it on purpose. I'm like, okay, peace.
About the whole F8 thing, what do you think could be changed for F8? Like, for example, on the Chinese server, we don't use F8. F8 doesn't, well, it exists, but no one uses it because we do walk-ins. We recruit people in faction chat to do the daily train, to do the purple trains and all that.
Do you have a different chat for that, or is it just faction?
No, it's just faction chat and region chat, and we just recruit everything there.
Isn't that like really crowded with everyone talking?
It's not that bad because we have so many sub-servers. Like on the NA server, you only have 2. You have Zulia and Yura. On the Chinese server, you literally have like 27 servers. So it's diluted. Not every server is super crowded.
We're at the point where we need trade chat, we need LFG chat, we need faction, which is fine, but we like need those chats to exist because as it stands now, like it is so full of just people spamming. Some people's literally trying to have a conversation with somebody, and there's just want to sell, want to buy, and then some random bot, and then banned him, and then someone's like doing weekly train. It's rampant to the point where it's like, oh my god, like I wouldn't mind doing things server side because if someone's trolling, you can kick them and just reinvite somebody, and then you can exact same dungeon right where you are, continue. Way less loading screens.
So
because that won't change. F8 will always be F8 because it exists. It's the same thing as WoW. I played WoW when there was no F8. It was F8 when there was no LFG. It didn't exist. And then LFG existed, and we're sitting here like, well, how are we playing without LFG? I don't want to wait 40 minutes to do. Oh my god, it's been so long. X dungeon that takes an hour or 2 to do because dungeons back then were insane. I just want to do my dungeon, and then you hit Q, and then, oh look, it's doing it for me. Sweet, I can quest and run around. I gotta talk to people. I can be antisocial, and then it's like every other company's like, why not have that as well? Like it's convenient. Players want it, so might as well. I can definitely say we will never ever leave F8 ever. It's more convenient to just click the dungeon and jump in, and then jump out, then jump back in, then jump back in.
Because there's the LFP option. You can get into any group and hope they carry.
And I know for a fact I can carry literally almost every dungeon that's not Shadowmoor because you can't solo carry that. But I can carry almost every dungeon depending on the character I'm on because I can force mechanics even if I'm melee. I can jump out and grab the far mark and then force it on the guy that got the mark. If he's got the bomb, I'll chase his ass down. You can just LFG and just go in. You don't need to really form. And if you do form, part of it, which I've said before, part of it is people being too picky or going, oh man, look at their... Because when they do it in China, do they say, 4 of 6 looking for what? Do they say Raven or how's that work?
In the Chinese server, they don't have requirements, but we just inspect people. And then we just see what soul, what heart, and what weapon they have. And those are like the 3 main things we look at. And then it's like, this guy's like, it's a Raven weapon. Then we'll most likely take them. Anything like Raven above, we'll probably take them because we can just brute force everything as well.
I assume since you're doing it server side, you get to know character names faster, right?
Yes, because the servers are much smaller. Like the community is much smaller on the Chinese server because you have sub-communities because you're on a different sub-server, right? And thus, word goes around really fast if this guy's a good player, if that guy's a bad player, especially bad players. And then we have like a blacklist of bad players. So if you're in that blacklist, you're really, really screwed. It's literally the same as like you have to re-roll because you can't buy a name change on the Chinese server. So you have to re-roll basically if you're on the blacklist.
Okay, that's interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, people have, oh my god, they recommend so many things. Basically, people recommend upvote systems for characters. Final Fantasy has the player accommodation. If you like someone, you give them a player accommodation, but no one can see it, I don't think. Could be wrong. Maybe a way to look at that. But you can basically upvote or downvote players. Of course, this can be used for trolling. You can say, I don't like this guy, so I'll downvote him whenever I see him. You only do it once, of course. But you could make accounts and downvote him. Then you can say, okay, well, you must be level 55 to upvote or downvote a player, okay? I'm sure you can get all your friends to downvote some guy because he's a jerk to you in a dungeon. Then you can say, well, you must group with him first. Okay, that makes it a little more complicated, but only at the end of the dungeon if you voted on them before. That could be something. There's a million things you could do. I can say right now, we will definitely never, ever, ever move away from F8 in NA and EU, ever. I like that other system. That's how I form. I say, chat, who wants to come in? Go for it. I have a small group of people that always jump in. I trust them because they know what they're doing. And
or we teach them.
Or we teach them, and then they can go teach a man to fish as well. Then we'd spread our teachings. That's actually why people hated LFG when it was first introduced in WoW, because it was the exact same thing. If you were bad or if you were a jerk, people went around like, yo, this tank is super elitist. He doesn't wait for the healer to mana up. He doesn't do anything. He will if he goes that direction, if it's wrong, you're following him. He's the tank. What are you gonna do? Pull left and die? No, you're pulling right. Follow that dude. Sorry. And it's like, no, that guy, do not follow that dude around. He's bad. And you know by name, don't play with that guy. And that's when the anonymity of F8 hopped in, and the anonymity of LFG. People were like, ugh. Well, this is how it is now. You don't need anybody. Specifically if you're a tank or healer or something. I mean, this game's a bit different. You can party up with any 6 people and essentially clear every dungeon. But yeah, people matter less. Unfortunately, that is the direction that MMOs are going in.
That sucks, but
it does suck. I agree. I don't like it.
It sucks.
Yeah.
We're all trying to think of solutions too. Like,
it's just that we go out of our way to try and teach people who express an interest in learning. So that's the best we can do to fight all of that. But it's a hard battle.
Help will be given to those that deserve it.
Yes.
All right. And then what about like guides and like things to help new players? Do you think there is enough information about these stuff? Like for example, a lot of players get stuck after Naru's Sanctum. They get up to Sanctum and then they know how to do that. They figure it out eventually. But then for like Iron Tech Forge, Ebon Drake Lair, and all of those dungeons above, a lot of players seem to get stuck there or are just afraid to try it. What are your thoughts on that?
There's definitely enough guides out there. The thing is, Blade and Soul is not that big of a game. It's not WoW. There isn't an in-game how to do this dungeon guide. WoW didn't have it for a while, and they added it. People hated it, but it's like, yo, dude, there's a wiki. If people want it, they're gonna go look for it. If it's in-game, it's more convenient. I think they were gonna add something similar to that, but that fell through. But there are plenty of guides. I have the BNS Academy guides pinned in my Discord. I have every tool you could possibly use. What is it? I have BNS tools, tree. I have all dungeon guides, all raid guides, and there's 2 new gearing guides for players. I have both of those listed as well. All that stuff listed. I have as a command in my Twitch. If someone wants to physically see a dungeon, I will bring them in and say, which mechanic do you want to do? I will explain it to you and let you do it. I will do no DPS and allow you to do it. If you fail, try again. If you fail, try again. People don't want to put themselves out there, though. People are scared of failure. People are scared to fail in general. This is a society thing, unfortunately. The whole, I must be number one, I must win. Failure is unacceptable. Failure is required. You need to fail to get good. If you don't ever fail, you'll never actually get good.
And I think the dungeons in this game, starting from Naru's Sanctum up, need to be experienced to fully learn them. So that means failing in order to learn.
Yeah.
And I don't think many people actually want to do that.
People are impatient. I mean, one of the issues is normal mode's too easy, which is funny because we're probably talking about normal mode. Being too hard for some players being scared. Normal mode's too easy, way too easy. And they keep nerfing it. They need to stop doing that. Keep it as it is. Either make a baby mode, which is dungeons right now, but slightly easier. No one-shot mechanics, no wipe mechanics, period. But make the reward worse. Make it much worse. So it's basically just there for the daily. That's it. Can't farm it. Can't farm for legendaries. Can't do anything. It's literally there to do your daily. But it's almost unfailable. Then have our normal modes the way they were. Don't remove them. Have them be a stepping stone for moving into hard mode. It's the same mechanic, but rather than one-shotting you, you get a slap in the wrist, you lose 75% of your HP, and you go, oh, I should have done that. Oops. Or it stuns everyone for 10 seconds or something crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, you messed up. And then hard mode is currently hard mode. Stop touching hard mode. Oh, God, stop touching hard mode. But there could be a better jump up system. I know when I was playing Final Fantasy, they have that. WoW has that, where they have looking for group raid. Then they have the normal dungeons that slowly goes up. Their raids get harder and harder to let me just break you in half real quick hard. There's progression though, because you run in. I remember I was doing the train fight and whatever in Final Fantasy, and okay, the mechanics make sense. There's ghosts, there's lights. Nothing really one shots you, or it does, but it does enough damage to kind of okay, I messed up. Oops. Someone can res you. It's all good. There's healers in that game, so it's fine. And you can res as much as you want. Use mana, but it's fine. And then hard mode, it's all of that plus some and harder. So it's like you understand because you did the easy version. It's like, oh, this made sense. Okay, that's so bad. And then the hard mode just kicks your ass. But there was a step to get there. It wasn't just you jump straight in. It's like, all right, cool. There's fireballs going left and right. There's snakes dropping from the sky. There's spikes coming from the floor, all at once, and your hair's on fire. That freaks players out. They're like, whoa, there's too much going on. People still don't get how to do Black Tower. That shouldn't even be in the game anymore, realistically. It's the first raid. Second, I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess if you count MSP as one.
Hey, when MSP first came out, I'm like, babe, we can't do this. It's a raid.
Yeah, it's a hard raid.
I play WoW. Trust me, raids are hard. And I'm like, oh, it's just a big, my back hurts and watering and whatnot. Okay.
Yes. So transitioning on to the next question would be, what are your thoughts on NC West nerfing all the dungeons, like all of the quote-unquote hard dungeons, like IF, Drowning Deeps, and Ransack Treasury? What do you think about the direction they're going with this?
So I'd like to talk to more people in KR because I don't think all of it is NC West. The nerfs, the straight up nerfs, are from Korea. We know that because we saw that before we got it. I don't like that. To me, nerfs should be the community getting better at the game. And the problem is, if your game's too hardcore, the game dies. You can say whatever you want. Blade and Soul is a very hardcore MMO.
This game is hardcore.
This game is insanely hardcore. Like, I played on MMOs, and the boss doesn't literally throw you across the room for failing a mechanic. Stun you, area you, and keep wall banging your ass until you wipe. I've never played an MMO like that, where a normal mode story dungeon will do that to you. And it's just normal. Of course, we know what we're doing. We dodge, we iframe. What's an iframe? Okay, there you go. My last game was Guild Wars. Okay, Guild Wars has iframes. My last game is WoW. What's an iframe?
Yeah.
I don't get that. What's a block? I have to actively block? Korea's probably seeing the same thing as this is outdated content, let's nerf it. I think, personally, some of the nerfs, I want to give NC West maybe a little credit. I don't think they know they're nerfing it, some of these dungeons. I think they accidentally, like, spaghetti code and break dungeons. Because Night Sanctum is literally broken. I don't think you can do it unless you have an insane amount of DPS. DD is literally broken. Yes. You have to cheese it. Yep. You have to cheese it. I've been cheesing it since launch because you can area yourself as a gunslinger and a force master, and you don't get pushed back, and you just stun, or you have a cat, or you have a thrall, and it's easy. Or you have a sin and a force master, and you just drop the bomb on the floor. It's easy. There's a million ways to do it. Yeah. But that was cheese. Now you have to cheese it. There's no orbs. So the dungeon takes 15 seconds longer while everyone's like sitting there like, what the hell is... Okay, why is he biting us? It doesn't make any sense, even in hard mode. Like, none of those nerfs should transition in hard mode. I personally don't like the shockwaves and ST. I don't like shockwaves in general. The jumping was cute when it first came out. Now I hate it because it's so desynced. It just makes me rage. I clearly jump over it into the shockwave, stop attacking to increase my frames. I jump into the shockwave and still get rolled. Yep. Every single time. It's infuriating. Or no, not half the time. I know some people are like, you know what? We don't jump them anymore. We literally just face take them, and then we use the damage reduction skill after. So when he hits the floor, we don't take any damage because it's so inconsistent to dodge shockwaves that we don't want. If we're farming, we want consistency, not inconsistency. So we'll purposely get hit and either cheese res or sheath it, and then use like Destro Shield or something to reduce damage by an insane amount and take no damage, or like Hong Block or something. So you can get around it. Which you shouldn't have to do. But I hate nerfs. Personally, I despise nerfs. I wish for players to get better and stronger and figure out how to clear the content on their own rather than it being handed to you saying, just eat it. Basically, here you go. Take your thing. I hate that.
All right. Now moving on. This is probably a question you get the most. So, do you think Blade and Soul is pay to win?
Do you want the long answer or the short answer?
We got time. Go for the long answer.
Okay, because if you thought I rambled before. This question is not just for Blade and Soul. It's complicated, unfortunately. I know a lot of my viewers say, what is winning? What's the definition of winning? What would be your definition of winning in a PvE game, right? People don't take PvP seriously in our server at all. 6v6 is kind of there, but I'll be frank, clan battles weren't working for a week.
Oh, yeah.
No one complained.
No one said anything.
A few people did, but not enough people complained. We finally did ours. I'm like, why isn't the queue not working? We logged out, we logged back in. I'm like, is my game updated? And I'm like, hold up. And then someone's like, yeah, it's not working. What? Why has no one said anything? No one said, not a single one of my viewers said anything. No one did. From any community, no one in my Discord, no one anywhere said anything about 6v6 not working. I'm like, shouldn't this be a bigger deal? We lost our clan bonus for a whole week. They didn't even give us anything for it. So I'm like, okay, that kind of blows. That's unfair. But to me, I mean, the game's moving in a direction I don't really appreciate, personally. I don't think the game's pay to win. To me, when I first played, and in general, if anything's locked behind a paywall, exclusive to a paywall, then it's pay to win. So if they straight up sold your Ronsu weapon, your Grand Celestial weapon in the cash shop, if there was a $50 pack for a Raider pack, right? You start at Raven 9, you get True Ascending Soul, you get whatever pet you want, and you get all this extra nonsense on the side. It comes with like a badge if you're choosing, and like your VT badge if you're choosing, like all this extra shit. Or we'll just say you get a Ronsu 3 or whatever. You get something. Maybe they'll give you an efficient like a Ronsu 1, make you actually upgrade it. That would be straight pay to win because you jump in and you have to swipe. Let's say a specific item is not achievable in-game. I know people were freaking about the heart, saying, I need citations, but everyone that played Japan and Korea were like, it's a swipe-only item. Or the free oils and shit you get from, I know Kazu was saying in Japan, their free currencies they get, we just strip get Sacred Vials from doing events and whatnot, they get these weird little RNG oils. If you buy them, you have a much higher chance of upgrading your soul. There's a chance of failure. That event we had where the soul could fail, that's permanent in that game. Permanent. If there was something you could buy to prevent the soul from failing, and only cash only, no free currency, cash only, and it prevents it from failing, and you could buy the currency to feed it, and it would upgrade the item, and a free-to-play person would have to dump hundreds and hundreds of hours into a time-gated wall just to do the same thing. Hundreds of hours, which to me is anti-consumer, because it's basically saying, you need to pay this, dude, or you're not getting anywhere. You hit the point where the community that pays is so far ahead of the community that does not pay that they will never see each other, ever, for any reason, because they're doing 2 million DPS while everyone else is doing 30. and you can't catch up. So if something is exclusive to the cash shop, I would say, yes, clearly pay to win. If something is needed, like Hongman skills, cash only, yeah, pay to win. Straight buying weapons. Trove is that really iffy area. It's an RNG box. The RNG boxes are literal RNG boxes. Technically, you can swipe and swipe and swipe and get all the shit I just said because they put VT badges in Trove.
But you have to swipe a mega ton of money.
You have to spend thousands of dollars to do that, to the point where it's so inefficient to swipe and pay to win in Blade and Soul, it's like not worth it. No offense to anyone who swipes, of course. Nothing wrong with that. Go for it. If you support what you love, that's all that matters. But if you have to spend that much, who was I talking to? That it doesn't matter. They spent how many keys? 700, 800? No badge and no triangles, right? But how much money is that? That's insane. You could buy, oh my god, buy a new computer or two, a good one, and then they do it again. I'll buy 1,000 more keys. I'm like, oh my lord, you can that's like a down payment. Like,
my opinion is that the game is paid to progress.
Everyone says pay to progress.
The option is there to help you along a little faster, but everyone else can get to the same spot that you can get to by swiping. You'll just get there sooner than they will.
Yeah, and you won't necessarily know how to use the gear, as we just discussed. You could flail about and you're not doing any damage. So it's complicated. It's what's your definition of winning? I mean, technically, if you want to look at it in a really weird alternate direction, you can say if people swipe, they get stronger. They make dungeons easier for the community because they made themselves stronger. So this person who's doing 30k is being lazy and using the macro, which is fine. I use the macro sometimes, depending on my mood. They were doing 30, now they're doing 150. Okay, now they're no longer being carried in dungeons. They made the game easier for everybody else because they decided to swipe. Look at it that way. There's a million ways you could look at it, but like nothing's exclusive to the cash shop. This game is so fun. I love the combat in this game. It's so fun that like I don't care if someone swipes. Go for it. Spend money. I don't mind. I mean, how many keys did you open?
400 total.
Were you satisfied?
Yeah, I was happy with mine. Yeah.
Yeah. It depends. Some people are like, I want this one item. They don't get it, and they go, rah! Like, what are you looking for? A very specific triangle? Like, dude, just buy gold. You know what I mean? If you want a specific triangle, like, they made them cheaper. Don't trove for them, and then it's like, well, like, what about those, like, million moonstones you got? I'm like, dude, what? Okay. But what are you doing then? Like, But I think I have, like, 6,000 Hamoon coin from the rankings and whatnot, so I always convert my free-to-play currency into trove, usually. Sometimes there's outfits.
I always trove for outfits. So.
She always trusts for outfits, which I hate. Stop locking outfits behind Trove, please. I will gladly.
I hate that so bad because last one, you remember Mythos, right?
Yeah, from the last
outfit,
Trove.
Yeah, that outfit was gorgeous, and it took me like 500 plus keys to see one.
Wow.
To see one.
And I trove only for the outfits. Everything I get on the side is like, oh, cool, but I want the damn outfit.
Yeah. But like, I would have easily given them. Obviously, this is the catch. Let me give you $20 for the outfit, and they go, or buy Trove case.
Yeah.
Give us more money, and you still got your outfit and those other things. I'm like, I don't want the other things. I just want the outfit. So it's complicated. I mean, I don't know your opinion on it, but I've never felt like I had to spend money in this game ever. My clans. I've never pressured someone to spend money. I know of people who've been pressured to spend money, and they usually quit the game because they weren't in a very good clan. Their clan was only focused on progression and actually having fun in the game, which turns into this raid is a job. That's all it is. It's a job. You show up, you raid, you do your best, you say goodbye, and you leave. It's literally a job. You don't like anyone you play with, or you do for the first few polls or the first month, and then you hit a progression wall, and then realize this is hard. And then you look at that guy at the bottom of the DPS meter. Well, if he just trove last time, maybe we'd be further. If he upgraded his soul, if he stopped messing around with his ults, if he did this instead, if he was paying more attention. That leads to a really toxic, unfortunate community. I know lots of people that quit the game over that. They did not like the way their clan was going. They didn't like how they were being treated. They got pushed to spend money. It's a complicated question. I mean, it bleeds into other games. You know, what is winning? I know somebody asked, like, what are you winning exactly?
Leading up to this, there was a point where you said if they had like a item that was like a Raider's chest that gave like Raven 9, etc. But on F10 right now, the Mastery Bundle is giving you a Pet Aura and a True Ascending Soul, but it's not upgradable. What do you think about that, though?
I don't know. At first, I wasn't really sure. It's True Ascending, not the event one, right?
It's not the event one. It's called Stormbringer something, but it's basically it has the exact same stats as a True Ascending Soul, but it's not
so it's
upgradable.
Slightly better than the event one.
Yeah, it's slightly better than it, but it's not upgradable.
I don't hate that. It's a weird gray area. Honestly, I'm more angry at them putting VT badges in Trove. Honestly. Because the True Ascending, like no offense, if you recently got your event soul and it's your first soul, or you just recently got True Ascending, congratulations. Huge achievement, obviously. It's a great soul, fantastic. But it's not that big of a deal. It's a bit older now, so them putting that, and if it was like True Cosmic,
Oh,
A tiger, that'd
yeah.
be like, all right, buddy, hold up, slow down. But it's a quote unquote, it's if you put it in perspective, that's 3 tiers old, isn't it? It's pretty old for Max. Now the thing is, you're buying something that's like a year old, technically, that almost everyone in the game currently has. It's a catch up. See that's the weird thing with this game. You could equate it to other MMOs and say, okay, the current eye level. This why this game's complicated. The current eye level is 500. You leave the story at 300 or 400 or something. Buying this thing gets you an eye level item that is 425 or 450. Well, max is 500, so you're still nowhere near us. Have fun catching up with this item. You can't. I mean, you can blow it up into 3 oils, which is nice, but you can't do anything with it. You just sits there. So it's nice, and you're essentially where everyone else is from this free event. So it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. So you don't think it's big of a deal because of the event? It kind of balances it out, right? For the free to play and the pay to win. Well, I guess I could say the cash users and the free to play users.
Yeah. So the thing, this is where the issue comes into play. If we no longer get soul events, now it's an issue, right?
Okay.
Right. If the next event no soul, next event no soul, next event no soul, now it's a problem because. If my friend decides to play, I know Mana specifically jumped in the middle of the soul event. I told her no soul for you. She's like, that's not fair. I agree. It's not fair.
Yeah.
That sucks for you.
But that event sucked balls anyway, so
Yes.
they learned their lesson from that one.
They did.
Yeah.
So if going forward there's no more soul events and no more pet events, now it's an issue because a new player that's like, I heard this cool game Blade and Soul, I'm gonna play it. And they play and they go, God, this soul thing's pretty expensive to upgrade. That I got from the nice thing is the story gives you like a stage 3 or something, stage 4. It slowly goes up and up. The Stormbringer is a higher tier, which is nice. The issue with that is if there's no longer an event like this, and I was saying this needs to be permanent. It legit needs to be permanent. Like every event going forward should be. This is boring, but it would help the game. It either needs to be weapon upgrading, some of those little things you put in your weapon to make it cheaper, pet or soul. You can't get all 3 of them because it's a shorter event, but you can get just the pet and like some weapon upgrade tiers, or just the soul, and that's it. But it's always in the game, always there. So no matter when you decide to start playing, you always know you can hop in, do the event, get your soul, you're good.
It won't be. That's too generous. But if they do that every few months, that'd be great.
Even then, though, because like, what if someone gets in there and like I'd have to tell someone you need to wait 2 months to catch up to us. No, not catch up. Sorry, not catch up. To be at the bottom, right?
It also takes you a month to start gearing.
It does, yeah.
Realistically speaking, because you have to level, then you have to start learning the dungeon, start doing your dailies for badges.
Yeah. And that they should have fixed as well. It shouldn't take a month to get your badge. It should take like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe just 2 would be fine. I think the badge is far too expensive for something that's required for some people's rotations. The badge should not take that long to get. It is. I mean, it's so low tier now. It's your badge. The game shouldn't give it to you, but I think 2 weeks of dailies is enough for a badge, not a month. But some people get like, I have to wait a month to start playing this class properly. I'm like, yeah, sorry. Because it's like that's kind of unfair. So it's like if they're complaining how Shadow Warlock plays, I'm like, well, you don't have your badge. I was like, to get a month. Yeah. Seriously? I'm playing every day, not just like logging in. It's not a login thing. You have to play. It's like, Jesus, okay.
So do you think that they should accelerate it and make it like more faster paced for the
badge,
beginning?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
The badge, 100%. I mean, the thing is, the current Draken accessories are way better than they used to be. You can't upgrade them. But the ring and the earring, for anyone who's unaware, the Draken earring's actually good now. You can use it. It's okay. We won't laugh at you. It's actually worth it. I threw all the Draken accessories on my Warden, and she is just dumping out DPS for like no gear. She has only stuff you've gotten from this free-to-play event. That's it. Just the Draken accessories, and she's doing like 150, and I've not parsed with her recently, but that's pretty damn good for a brand new character I just made. I've not given her anything. She did Black Tower, and I used Soul Shield to drop. I've not sent her any wings. I've only used wings I got from Daily Dash. That's it. And doing weeklies. That's it. And she has her VT3 set, which you can just buy now. No achievement required. You buy one VT 1 to 3. That gives you the reduced soul burn. So I have that. And I decided to use I trove on her, but free to play trove. But that I don't count that stuff just because everything else I did get the normal way. So if I strip, the thing is I parsed before I got the badge and all that nonsense. She was doing really good damage. So it could be a bit quicker. Could definitely be quicker. But yeah, it's
early parts of the game could definitely be quicker.
The gap is too much.
Yeah.
The gap is far too much.
Like BT. People are still having to wait to get their accessories on the hopes that it drops.
BT should be baseline now, I think. At this point, like, the thing is, I know I'm sure you run into this. People are very much like, I had to work for my Black Tower accessories. You should too. I don't believe that's the case. Black Tower is so old, you shouldn't have to work for it anymore. You should work to upgrade it, but you shouldn't have to work to acquire it. You should be able to either farm Black Tower for just the accessories, or you should be able to get them a different way that's not the prisms. Those are far too expensive. They should be like 50 Draken cores or 100 Draken cores. Draken, not Hellion. Draken specifically. not Hellion, and then the Fated Earring and Ring. That, I think, would be fair. 50 to 100 Dragon Cores is totally fair, because Black Tower is old. That would be like telling someone you have to go raid the Lich King if you want to play Battle for Azeroth. That's literally the same thing. And they would say, no, I'm not playing this game. That it is quite literally the exact same thing. It's out of our Black Tower's out of our tier. You can run in and just one-shot them now, basically. It's stupid how strong we are now. But why are we telling people and the things to be farming? It's a once-a-week thing. I would never tell someone to go farm Hellion Cores, ever, to get their Black Tower accessory. That is a slap in the face. That's absurd how long that would take you. Just get proper accessories. So they need to fix that on their side. I know people say NA's casual, certain things, yes, but accessories, I'm not doing a dungeon 200 plus times, 300 plus times to get a single accessory. That's a waste of my time. It's hard to upgrade it, not hard to get it. Any monkey can bang their head against a dungeon 400 times and get a thing to drop and then bid gold. How did they get that gold? They swipe for it? Congratulations. Did you get by playing the game? Once again, congratulations. You either time welled outside the game or inside the game, but you still just banged your head against the dungeon 400 times for it to drop. That wasn't. There's no skill involved in that. You're dedicated in time. That's it. So, and then you realize you need to upgrade said accessory. I know when we were playing, when the first bracelet dropped, that was brand new. By the time most of my clannies got their bracelet, they had so many resources they maxed it in one sitting. It took them that long to get it.
Exactly.
So it's like, what's the point? Like, there's no sense of progression. You get it and it's maxed immediately because it took that long to get it. You should get it and it should be a journey upgrading it. You should feel good upgrading it, not, I finally got the damn thing, I'm done, peace, no more Naryu Sanctum. Like, that's kind of how it was. I know we were sick of Naryu Foundry after a while.
Yep.
Oh my god, I burnt someone out on doing Naryu Foundry because I was helping everyone get their belt. And I was like, whoa, I'm done. This is annoying.
Another question was, again, when we were talking about raiding. So what advice do you think you could give to guild leaders or raid leaders to solve this problem of like, oh, this is strictly a job, this is a progression raid only, blah de blah. What advice do you think you could give like new upcoming guild leaders or raid leaders regarding this balance between having fun but progressing at the same time?
You need to see why you're there. Some people are there for militant progression. You show up, you basically all made a decision together. You all shook hands. You're going to have this much GPS. You're going to show up at this time. You're going to kill the boss. There is a place and time for that. That's totally okay. Nothing wrong with that. If that's how you play the game, that's fine. I know some people are like, I don't want to get to know my guild. I don't care about them. They're not my friends. No offense. You guys aren't my friends. No, I'm not saying that. This is theoretical, other person. You're not my friends. I log in. I play the game. Kill the boss. Get my loot. Peace out. Done. There's a time and place for that. That's totally okay. If that's what you want, make sure you sign up ahead of time, and you're good to go. If that's not what you want, and you want to get to know everyone, do that. Talk to people. Play other games with them. Chit-chat with them in Discord, or have fun running dungeons together. Learn about each other, so that when someone makes a mistake, you don't jump down their throat. You're more willing to talk with them. Maybe they have a dog or a child that is very like, hey, mommy, pay attention to me. Maybe their kid is sick, or their brother is sick, or their parents are sick or something. Maybe something's going on in the background that their 100% attention isn't on the game. If you put a little heart into it, spend the time to understand and learn about people, things can be a bit easier because you learn to like each other. Because you're like, hey, maybe we're friends. This is fun. Raiding should be something you do together that's fun. I know when I was playing with someone, he wasn't having very much fun in his raid, and he was stressing hard, and he came to me, he's like, dude, I'm hating this. I don't like the people I'm playing with. I barely know them. We don't get along, etc., etc. I'm like, are you having fun? He said, no. I'm like, raiding's supposed to be fun, right? You play. Why do you play video games? It's like to have fun. I'm like, are you? No. What are you doing then? I'm not saying quit, but like maybe reassess the situation. Maybe talk to everyone. Ask them if they're having fun. And then he moved on and did his thing. And unfortunately, their group broke up because they weren't having. None of them were having fun. They didn't like each other. It just fell apart. But that's a question you need to ask before you go into it. Because if half the group is there for shut up and raid, and the other half is there for let's just have fun, and like mistakes are okay. Let's take a quick smoke break. Let's take a quick cookie break or whatever. Oh, it's all good. Do what you want to do. But a decision and a compromise needs to be made somewhere.
I actually lead 2 VTs myself. And I go in knowing that we're gonna have fun. We'll clear when we clear, and if someone needs to last second, not show up, I generally have a backup plan or people in the backup who are willing to help out.
Yeah, but we all like each other, so we're willing to help out is a thing.
Yeah.
Because of that, we have a very tight knit community. If someone can't show up, you're like, hey, Illy, can you host stealth for us? Say, yeah, sure, why not? I don't like tagging in because I want people to get experience. Yeah. Normally, there's a lot of people that are like, I want to do VT. If I keep hogging in, that's not fair.
Yeah, and I'm very willing to teach, and I think probably the best advice is to be flexible. Like, don't go in expecting everyone to be perfect first try. Don't go in expecting to do anything correctly the first try. As long as you put in the effort to make sure everyone knows what they're doing and that they're comfortable, it should be okay.
Communication is key. If you wipe, ask. The thing is,
communication is definitely key too.
Right, you're not throwing someone under the bus. If a ball goes through on Asura's, or you didn't rescue someone properly from one of the coffins, or something happens, ask them what happened. Just ask. You're not like, it's not like, God damn it, what'd you do this time? No, because you stayed silent for the last 20 wipes, and then you start barking at each other. Ask them the first time what happened. Flag. Okay, move on. Lag. Okay, move on. Lag. Okay, well, maybe let's figure out why you're lagging. Let's fix that first.
And can we adjust something
now
to help you get out of that situation?
Yeah, because I was watching her keep, and she kept dying. I'm like, why are you dying? So I'm watching from a different perspective, and I'm like, babe, you are spinning as the ball hits you. I go to her screen, and she's spinning at the right time. So there's a major desync. Yeah. Huge desync. I'm like, babe, spin a little bit earlier. Nailed it. Because the knight was just being stupid. Same thing with other people. It's like, you're not blocking. Yeah, I am. Jack, remember that one time we literally have it recorded where he's like, I'm blocking the ball.
Yes.
The guy from Saudi Arabia. Blocking the ball. Destro holding his shield out. The ball was legit 5 feet to his right. I'm like, Jack, what are you doing? It's slowly went by him. He's like, I blocked it. And he's like, I'm like, you're nowhere near it. And like, we're laughing at it. But I'm like, we wiped because of it. I'm like, dude, look, we clipped it. And he's like, holy crap, dude, it hit me. But on stream, it slowly went past him. Like, what are you doing? So it happens. Like, crazy things will happen. This game messes up. Games mess up. But communication is super important. Like, if you don't ask why you wiped and sit down and go, like, is someone bugging you? Are you having an off day? I mean, shit, sometimes you talk to people and you realize they're having, like, the worst day of their life and they're trying to raid to get to get past that. Some people play video games. A lot of people play video games. Sometimes just to, like, ignore life. You don't want to, this is the most important thing. You don't want to have a shitty job or a shitty life or something terrible, like your dog died, and you get in and have some dude yell at you because you're not blocking on time. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, no one wants that. No one wants that. Like, we play games to have fun. Like, just chill and have fun with each other. That's the most important thing. You will clear. You will clear. Like, if you're competitive, you need to realize if you actually are competitive or not. A lot of groups are not competitive. Sorry. If it took you, if like 5 groups have cleared before you and you're still on boss 1, you're not a competitive clan. Chill. Play the game at your own pace. Like, holy shit. I did the competitive shit in WoW and it wasn't fun. Like, you raid too much and we burned ourselves out. And it's like, okay, we need the next one. We need to chill. We need to chill because, oh my god, that was way too much raiding. It was rough.
We're also talking about having fun and being chill, but sometimes as a leader, you also need to realize that there will be moments when you need to step in and take charge.
Yes.
So being a good leader, I think, is finding a proper balance of carefree. We'll do this when we do this. And okay, guys, what's going on? Let's take 5 minutes and figure out what we're doing wrong.
Know when to take a break. Raid fatigue is a thing. Don't raid for 5 hours straight without a single break.
No, you need to know when to stop.
You'll start progressing backwards after like 2 or 3 hours. You're gonna get worse and worse and worse, and then fingers start pointing because it stops being fun, and the whole raid starts getting silent, and then it's about to pop. Well, you can tell.
When it's silent, that's a bad sign.
Yep.
Very true.
It's complicated. But yeah.
No, this is good. This is good because this is basically the question I get the most because I live stream all my raids. So people can see, like, you know, we're always having good vibes, but I only stream 2 hours of the raid every week because we only raid 2 hours a week. For my guild, 2 hours is like the golden mark. After 2 hours, we go downhill.
Most do. I mean, we're about the same way.
Actually, yeah. My cutoff is 3 hours.
Yeah, but usually 2-3 hours when I start hitting the walls.
Yeah, and by then I'm like, someone needs to take a break.
Yeah, people that raid 5+ hours, you need to like reassess what you're doing and ask everyone if they want to be there, because suddenly you get someone like, yeah, I'm quitting the game. Not the raid, I'm quitting the game because I'm done. But they didn't say anything because you were too scared to ask. Don't like I said, don't be afraid to talk. Communication is so important. If someone's going through some real shit in like their actual life, you don't need to know that, but if they're willing to share it and you just weren't listening, whose fault is that? And
then, so how do you handle tilt? Like when you know your raid is tilting, or if you know like a certain player is tilting, how would you resolve the issue?
Take a break, diffuse, do what you need to do. It depends on the situation. If they're angry at someone and they need to have a conversation, you can set in. Let's say one raider's angry at another raider for messing up over and over. You can set them both aside. And in a private discussion, obviously you're not streaming this. Private. All right, guys, what's up? And you let one side talk. The other side listens, and you flip. No interruptions. You let both sides have their say, and then You say, why are you angry at this guy? Okay, why do you feel attacked by this guy? All right, and you go back and forth, and then you try to resolve whatever that issue is. So whatever the way, if people are just like, holy shit, this isn't working. Why isn't it working? Maybe you pushed them too far. Maybe you're not ready for this raid. Maybe a lot of things. You're raiding for 6 hours straight. You know what I mean?
I don't actually have to worry about tilt very much. Usually I see it a lot in VT, and then I take that into account when forming my VTs. So like most of my raiders I've gotten to know.
Some people tilt easily, and you need to get to know them in other situations. So bring them into dungeons, hard mode dungeons specifically, and you force them to do mechanics. And you see how they handle those mechanics. Or you bring them to Black Tower and you have them tank, or you have them do Raven, like, all right, you're going, I mean, there's like nothing to do in Black Tower anymore, but you have them do the most important mechanic, intentionally lower DPS, so they're forced to sit there for as long as humanly possible and tank this thing or get hit by it for way longer than they're used to the point where they're like looking at their cooldowns, they got to pay attention. Do they crack under pressure or not? Some people are not meant to raid. Some people want you to show up, get their loot, peace out.
Moving on to the next question would be, what do you think of the Blade and Soul community, especially the NA scene? Just the NA scene.
It's very hit or miss.
Very hit or miss.
I love my community. I adore my community, and most of them I met randomly through both Twitch and through just playing in F8. I've run into people that have been very chatty, very nice. I don't like show myself, but you know, they're like, "Hey, do you mind if we tag along?" Yeah, sure. And then, "Do you mind if I tag along the next one?" Yeah, sure. And they're like, "Thanks for letting me stay." I'm like, "You know what you're doing. I don't know why you have issues getting into dungeons." Yeah. Because the community sucks. Yeah, the community does suck. Sorry. Like there's nothing. It's a free to play game. There's a terrible side to this community, but there's a terrible side to every community.
I have a block list for a reason, and it grows a couple times every week. I
mean, I played competitive games and multiplayer games for so long. You have to just ignore the shitters.
Yeah, and I put them on a list because hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to raid with you anymore. So later.
Basically.
What advice could you give new players, though? Players that are coming in, they don't have any friends that play the game. What's like the first step for them to, quote-unquote, make friends, find a good guild, you know? So
there's a few things you can do, besides convincing your friends to play the game, of course. If you have pre-existing friends, fantastic. If you want to make friends, you can find friends. Unfortunately, being friendly in faction chat probably won't do it. There's a lot of really angry people in faction chat that want you to quit the game. And they don't want to be playing the game either. That's why they're in faction chat shitposting, because they have nothing else better to do. You have to go out of your way, unfortunately. So you got to go, I'm not saying go to Twitch, but maybe sometimes go to the forums, not the Reddit. Don't go to the subreddit. They all hate each other. Go to the forums, kind of suck too. Look for Discords. That's the thing. This is a small game. You have to work for it. Maybe look at the subreddit a little bit, but like ignore the people that are like jerking each other off, saying how terrible the game is and saying, God, it's so pay to win, and then the next week, like, oh, what was in your trove? Like, every single time.
Yeah.
I have seen the occasional player LFPing a friendly to new players guild in, like, faction chat before.
Rare.
I don't know how successful that is, because obviously I've never needed to do it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, because, like, the thing is, you either go and look for your friends yourself to make the game easier, you can play with people, or you get good at the game. So my prior piece of advice. You learn your class. I mean, like, open every skill and read every single one. I can tell you how many people are like, myself included, oh, that move had deep wounds on it? Because I'm like, not every class has deep wounds. Immediately someone's like, yeah, it does. It's on this button. I'm like, what? Which button?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, your Sin bomb has deep wounds. I'm like, I'm not going to bomb something that deep wounds at 6 seconds in advance or how long it takes. I'm like, no. Maybe, but like, no. I'll use my Force Master and just hit him with that. That always works. C. Or Root. Yeah. Someone didn't know that Root is on Force Master 3. Yes, it roots. Like, wait, what? Yes, it roots. The like Red was saying, the Warlock ult roots. Learning little things like that makes you a better player. Learning how to, I keep telling people, including summoners and everyone ranged, tank every boss in F12. It's easy. Doesn't matter. Do it. You'll slowly learn your class. Go do all solo content. No matter how hard it is, go do all solo content. Don't try not to tilt. It's hard. But take your time to learn it. Waifu walked in with some of the worst gear possible, pre-story gear, because she didn't want to put other stuff on. She had like scale burn on. She had the old like level 36, level 45 accessories on her Destro, and she did floor 16. It took her forever, and she asked for no advice. She just read her skills, she popped potions on cooldown, and she was like raging like a beast, and finally beat it after like losing her mind and not asking for any help and refusing to upgrade her gear.
45 minutes.
It took her forever because she doesn't know how to play Destro. She hates Destro at the time. And
at the time.
Yeah, and her gear was so terrible. I'm like, what are you doing? Go upgrade. No, I can do this. I have it at 10%. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, baby, no, I don't need advice. I got this. I'm like, all right. She was really getting into it, and she finally cleared. And like, it was one of those like you play Dark Souls, like you finally beat that boss. She's like, yes.
Yeah.
And you get up and just like, oh, I'm done. She's walking away like, peace, I finished it. I'm like, congratulations, good job. But that, to me, that feels good. I like that. I love Dark Souls. I love Fury. Like one-on-one fight the boss games are like my favorite. I love solo content in this game. It's great. Hong, amazing on almost every class. I'm sure he's annoying on certain classes, and if you have bad pings. I've had no issues on Warlock doing him, but I think he still bugs out for summoners where his laser goes the wrong direction, but that's whatever.
Yeah, sometimes.
I don't play summoner, so I don't know. But Warlock's not hard. You gotta know how to play Warlock. Gotta know when to move, gotta know what his tells are. It's actually really straightforward. There's a very specific way to do it. Once you do it, it's like, oh god, what was I doing? It's like, exactly. Don't freak out. Like, you gotta look at it differently. You have to look at content in this game differently. Once you learn to tank every dungeon and learn that, hey, getting hit by that didn't kill me. Sidestepping, not spinning, sidestepping, then moving back to your original position, didn't kill me. I was able to, you realize that bosses will do half circle attacks, and it's a pretty long animation, and then he'll go for an auto attack. You can move through the boss, so you're not behind him, while he's finishing his attack. It finishes, you move back in front of it. Boss hasn't moved, you didn't circle tank him. But you're facing him 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and as a summoner, you're now tanking a boss better than some tanks do, because you know what you're doing. You're not spinning him, you're not getting knocked back every 4 seconds. You discover how to play the game. I'm
gonna have you do Hong on my summoner one day.
Sure. Teach me how to play summoner.
Sure.
Show me how to macro.
It's rough.
But like she hurt her hand playing summoner, so the constant clicking, because her job is constant clicking. And she came home and click, and she's like, my knuckles are on fire.
It was summoner that convinced me to give in to making a macro for my first time.
Yes.
And people are asking why she wasn't doing it.
Yeah, and then once I did that, I'm like, you know what? I'll try Warlock macro, and then my DPS
skyrocketed.
Was it doubled or tripled?
Wow.
Not that much, but
it for sure doubled, but it went way up. And I'm like, you have to play this game with a macro.
Ice Warlock is designed to have a macro.
Yeah.
Everyone I've talked to that's like, I don't need a macro. I'm like, try it. They gain like 30%. I'm like, holy shit. I've been losing that much DPS because I'm macro. I'm like, yeah. They're like, what? I'm like, yes. Like, it sucks to realize it, but like, yes, you're losing that much DPS because you're macroing. You literally have to, because the game does not accept inputs as quickly as you'd like it, unfortunately.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on macros, though? Like, it's got this really bad stigma.
This game's easy. There's no rotations that are hard. Like, I know it's like, oh, this class is brain dead. Dude, it's like 3 buttons. No class is hard this game. Really, like, let's be frank. Like, yes.
I won't make a macro until I've learned how to play the class and how I understand how it works. Once I understand that, I'm like, yeah, the macro just helps me do it better.
Yeah, it depends how much you're macroing. I mean, if you're just macroing left click, right click, it's like, my god, how much skill was required in left click, right click?
And I like seeing big numbers on the screen. So if the macro helps me get there, why not?
Yeah, it's like if you're high ping, disabled, lazy, whatever, macro's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, it was the in-game macro was literally made for people that have really, really high ping. That's what it was created for. People are learning to edit it, which I guess, I don't know if that's another question, but people do edit files. They're technically not allowed to, but they do anyway. It's whatever.
They're figuring that out already?
Yep.
Okay.
You can edit the macro. You can already turn skills off. People are figuring out how to sneak other skills in or change the order of skills. It is what it is. No rotation in this game is actually hard, and people are like, oh, it is hard. I'm like, go look at an MMO that has like 1,000 buttons. It's much harder. Like, plus the mechanics. It's like, I don't play Final Fantasy 14 anymore because I need to take a break, but like, if you look at some of the rotations of that game and then look at the boss's mechanics, it's like, that is like Galaxy Big Brain compared to our game. And they can pull it off. Sometimes they probably macro. I don't know if you can macro on the game. I'm sure you can a little bit, but like, you don't want to because a lot of it's casting and moving and all that extra nonsense. In this game, you're always moving and jogging around. For the most part, you're just mashing on like 4 or 5 buttons. I mean, yeah, in proper order, watching weapon stacks, watching your soul, optimizing when certain moves are going off at a certain time, trying to get resets, all that nonsense. Yes, that's important, but like, it's not that hard. I mean, if someone's macroing and they're having more fun with that, let them have their fun.
Yeah, I think what's more important is knowing the mechanics of the dungeon.
If they need to macro to take their brain off the buttons they're pressing and then understand the mechanics, and they're like, I want to do my rotation now, and then they do the rotation. Okay, cool. But if they never want to learn and they just want to hold their macro down, if they're having fun, let them do that. It's not ruining the game for you. If they're probably doing higher damage, to be completely honest. If anything, they're probably doing better than they were without the macro because they don't know how to do their rotation. Not every macro does your whole rotation. So Shadow Sin is just right click F, that's it. But like, you have to push other buttons in between, obviously. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Same with Earth Soul Fighter, same thing. Some are terrible, obviously. Like yours is terrible for both Warlocks. Pretty bad, pretty sure.
Civil mode.
Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, but like some macros are literally required in this game. And some people are like, I don't use a macro. Try it. You'll probably double your DPS. Like some classes, you literally have to macro because of how input works in this game. You don't have a choice.
Okay.
You do, but you're intentionally gimping yourself by 20 to 30%. You don't think you are until you do it. And everyone I've talked to is like, holy shit, I thought I had good ping, and I do. My computer's good. I know what I'm doing. I'm a good player. I'm doing TT. We're clearing. And I macroed and I'm gaining an absurd amount of DPS to the point where like I'm kind of sad. Because
I was sad.
I know most people were when they learned that, holy shit, I'm losing DPS because this game's this game. So it's something you have to just basically accept. So either do it or don't, but as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
I've got a summoner question. How do you think they could fix Wind Summoner? Like the DPS difference between Wind Summoner and Earth Summoner is almost 200k difference.
They need to rework it.
Yes, which they are.
And I mean, they did it with Soul Fighter.
Yes.
Earth Soul Fighter.
Soul
so
Fighter's,
they
like,
can
now.
certainly rework other classes.
Yeah, I mean, WinBD was a meme for how long? Yetti, why are you playing WinBD? Because I like it. Yetti, why are you playing WinBD? Why is it better than Lightning suddenly? So, hey, they've suddenly caught up. I know. Apparently, it's awkward to play sometimes. It's very bursty and weird. It's kind of difficult, weirdly enough. But yes, Windsummer needs buffs. The thing is, just increase the multipliers. If you're making guesses, because we were when Warden was being released. Before they mentioned anything on Warden, we heard Warriors coming out. And I'm like, they're going to have Soulburn. Because what do we have right now? Tank with Hongwing Block, Tank with Blue Buff. What are we missing? Tank with Stealth? No. That's dumb. Tank with Soulburn. Alpha Call wouldn't make any sense. I mean, maybe, but Alpha Call would be pretty supporting on a tank, honestly. That'd be fine. But I'm like, Soulburn. Soulburn makes perfect sense. So now I wouldn't put Soulburn. That's a Warlock thing. I'm like, it shouldn't be a Warlock thing. We should spread the butter a bit more. So let's put it on tank. They did. Hey, it's all right. I guess the element's wrong. Actually, everyone guessed the element's wrong, and I'm pretty sure NC just messed up on the elements. While they announced that, they also said, not reworks. It was shoddy translation, but they mentioned Warlock, remember? And they said something about Awakening. So I'm like, they're definitely going to give it to them. Because everyone went, well, why would you take a Warlock if you can take a tank with Soulburn, right? I'm like, they're going to rework Warlock to be more mobile, higher damage, clearly. With you look at KR, it's broken, so you can ignore it. But they're going to be doing that. Awakenings. Okay, Awakenings are a bit weird right now, so poor WinBD's at the very bottom of that list, I'm aware. That's broken. They need to fix that shit ASAP. Korea is completely shattered to the point where like it's the worst the balance has ever been. The DPS is literally 50%. That is as bad as the balancing team can possibly get. The thing is, it's an easy fix. You just double the percents, and you keep adding percents, and you give it to a competent player until he goes, "Okay, I'm within 5% of the top DPS. I'm satisfied."
Yeah.
So my next guess was, okay, now this is not going to happen, obviously, but Focus isn't fun. Did you play with Ice Warlocks?
I don't play Warlocks.
Okay. They don't. I love Warlocks. They don't shut up about how their focus issues are.
Yeah. I have had focus issues from Baby Soul to
True Cosmic.
Yeah,
and then someone's like TTDR.
And they never go away. I have discovered, because I just recently got my VT badge for Summoner. And I got all 8 soul shields, and they roll dirt, just absolute dirt. Now that I've lost all that crit, I'm having massive issues with summoner focus.
Yeah, but you're playing Earth, so you will get it back, fortunately.
Well, I think I need better soul shields.
Better rolls, but so then they release a class that doesn't rely on focus anymore. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're moving in that direction because
that would be great.
Warden, like, let's be honest. Have you played other MMOs?
I've played a few, but Blade and Soul was the only one that I spent like a large amount of time. The other games I've played was Ragnarok Online and Tree of Savior, stuff like that.
Okay, I know Tree of Savior is supposed to be like a sequel to Ragnarok.
Yeah,
I never got to try that one though. It's cute looking, but most don't use a fleeting mana system that can go from full to 0 in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Most use a full mana system that you need to manage from the start of the fight to the end of the fight. Your mana slowly goes down, and you need to basically make sure it never hits 0 as a healer or a DPS, or your mana doesn't matter. So with like Guild Wars 2, it was just cooldowns. It was cooldown management. And proper use of skills. In WoW, pretty much, in WoW and Final Fantasy, DPS at least, they don't care about their mana. Black mages intentionally dump all their mana with their massive dunk move and then get it all back. Yeah, you just get explosion and then you reset and then explosion and then reset. It's great. But the thing is, they don't have to worry about their mana. It's a resource they never have to focus on. If you manage it properly, you physically can't run out because you are a good player, not because of weapon or RNG soul resets.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with or ring resets or anything, any nonsense. Every MMO I've played for the most part, You don't even think about focus. Most classes don't even think about focus at all. You literally just do your rotation, and if you run out of focus, I'm like, whoa, I ran out of focus on my Force Master? What? I can't run out of focus on her. That's weird. It happens like once every like week, maybe I ran out of focus on her. Like that's how infrequent. I never use C. I use C for deep wounds. That's it. So I never ran out of focus on her. Ever. I can't. Win Kung Fu and Win Blade Dancer physically can't run out of focus. Ever. I've never had 0 focus on them for any reason. I don't think you even can run out of focus. Then you have Fire Kung Fu, which their whole job is to hold F for 2 for as long as humanly possible. That's basically their rotation.
Ice Force Master, hold 2.
Ice Force Master. They drop their chill, their snap, and they hold 2 forever. And then they don't have that, and they can't do that anymore. That through the rotation. I don't know how bad it is with other rotations, but Wind Summoner, and then Ice Warlock. They have these stupid focus issues that these classes don't have. So then they release a class that doesn't think about focus at all. It's just do your rotation as well as you can. And the whole, like, your health costs, your skills cost health. No, it doesn't. Like, with a good pet and regen, you don't see it. You lose a little HP, left click once and get, like, 50% HP back. It's nuts. Like, there's no thought behind any resources whatsoever in Warden. You just go nuts. The better your gear is, it manages it for you. You're gaining health so fast you don't even think about it. So that's not a problem. So I'm hoping they'll remove the focus system because I'm sure there's a few people that like balancing their focus. Wouldn't it be more fun if you didn't have to balance focus, but you're balancing buffs instead? Or you're balancing buffs and debuffs and cooldowns?
We're already doing that.
We're already doing it, but add an extra layer so that good players, rather than like, oh, I parsed well because I got my focus back really quick.
I critted when I was supposed to.
Right, and I have 65% crit. Oh, but I missed 4 in a row. Okay, reparse, but you're in a raid. Pull again. No. Okay. It doesn't happen. You can parse 1,000 times and you're happy with 1 out of 100, but you can't reparse on a boss.
Yeah.
The boss just goes. So if it's a focus issue, and I know it is because they complain about that, then they could just fix the focus issue or just throw focus at the window because it's boring in this game. It doesn't do anything. If it's a numbers issue, increase the percent.
Yeah.
How hard is that? Just
That's
make the percent. And like VT badge for Earth shouldn't give them that much DPS. Their Black Tower badge should give them a good amount, a really good amount. And then their VT badge should give them 10% more, like it does everybody else. 10, 15%. That's it. It's a simple fix, but like so much shit in this game is a simple fix. Like I had so many fixes for this game that were just really little quality of life stuff that doesn't affect whaling, doesn't affect swiping, doesn't affect anything. It's just simple quality of life stuff or simple balance stuff. Very move this here, allow the player to buy this item. Oh, you accidentally junked your Lucent accessories? Cool, guess what? There's a vendor where you can go buy them. Because the story gives them to you. But you need to go farm them if you're going to upgrade your Black Tower, which you realize later.
Farm them from dungeons that no one knows.
Well, let's do a dungeon that's not even on the daily. Awaken Necropolis before they nerfed it. Good luck convincing your friends to run Awaken Necropolis. When they nerfed the gold, but they didn't nerf the thing. So you need 3 people.
You still need 3 people.
For like 90 silver. No one's doing that with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to find some good friends for that one. So you can solo it now, obviously, but it's like, there's little things they could fix. Similar to that. Just like, hey, focus, either throw out the window and refocus the classes, like let's say Awakening. It just gives us more interesting rotations. I mean, I see where they're going. It's weird for some classes.
I'm looking forward to see what they do.
Yeah, I know they haven't revealed the 3rd spec for some, so I'm cautiously optimistic. We'll see. They've changed we had the skill tree initially like WoW did, and they changed it like WoW did. And they changed it again like WoW did. So it's like I see where they're going. Now they're adding a battle royale mode. So it's like it's easy to see which direction they're bringing this game, and it's very much dungeons and raids, and that's it. They want to give us open world content, but like for balancing, just have someone that plays the game. I know the current class balancer in Kero is doing pretty good. Soul Fighter was pretty whatever.
Oh, Soul Fighter was beautiful.
Don't stop playing Earth. Stop playing Earth. I like playing Earth, but don't play it. It's bad. Shut up. And then suddenly they're even. They're like perfectly even. Don't play Shadow Warlock to me. Ha ha ha. Buff it. Keep buffing it. Now it's pretty good, and now it's blowing up in Korea. So it's like, just play what you like and have fun and focus on that, and the buffs will come. I keep telling people, don't play the hotness all the time. Someone's like, what's the highest DPS class? Top 3. Don't tell me play what you like. I'm like, I'm gonna tell you play what you like. Do you know why? Because you're not gonna get to top gear, my friend. You're not gonna get TT in a month. They could change class balance in a month. They could top DPS could literally be bottom 4 in 2-3 months. Yeah, Stop focusing on top DPS.
I remember 45 or 50 patch back when Naryu Labyrinth and Avalanche Den were still like end game. Blade Masters were top DPS because of 1 skill. And they nerfed that shortly afterwards.
They've not been top for a while.
Yeah, they're still good, but they're
nowhere near top.
After that nerf. So everyone was like, "Oh, this is amazing." No, don't enjoy it too long.
Yeah, I mean, Summoner was a meme until that badge. So it's like, I mean, Wind was the hot build.
Destros too.
Yeah. Well, with Destros, where you pull the lever and you water. Yeah. What's my job? What is my purpose?
And now our two destros in our VT raids are both overseas, and they're pulling over 1 million.
Wow.
Well,
like,
I mean,
bursting over 1 million.
They're bursting over 1 million, but they're so.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're still top of the chart with VT gear. So, and they're destros who were looked down upon like
still
a year ago
for whatever reason. Yeah.
All right. So, second last question, basically, because we're running out of time here, is what draws you back to Blade and Soul again and again? Like, what do you think new players like? What attracts them, and what attracts you into Blade and Soul?
Combat. I love the combat. I love how I feel playing the game. When everything clicks, no game feels like Blade and Soul does. When you're running certain dungeons and you need to like hit a mechanic and you can like tank the boss, flip around, do a thing, farm art, grab it, run back in, sheath and protect the party. Like I love my Force Master because I can do everything on here. I've tanked everything on my Force Master except for Hive Queen. I'm pretty sure I could, but not tanked her. But I've done everything else. I'm sure it's possible with other classes as well. I watched a summoner tank Hive Queen.
Yep.
That is amazing. That makes me come back to the game because anyone can do anything in this game, and that's so cool. I love that. You don't need a tank. You don't need any specific. You can iframe. You can move. I remember when Are You Sanctum was the hot shit. I watched him in Rage, and a Kung Fu was like, nah, dog, E, Q. They were all one-shot in Rages. He kept doing it, and they killed him. That was so hype. I was like, oh my god, it was so cool. He literally kept it raging over and over and over, and his iframes reset, and he just did it again, and they ended up killing it. I'm like, what the shit? Like, you can't iframe that. Like, you shouldn't be able to, and he did. I'm like, oh my god, it was so cool. You can't do that in other games. There are hype moments, obviously, but like, because this game is action and it works when it works, it just feels good to play. I love my community. They're so fun to play with. I love walking into dungeons completely blind. We just did Shadowmoor blind, and that was a blast. Like, we're running around, and suddenly 2 players got linked. I'm like, whoa, what's his link? And we died. I'm like, wait, what? Why did we die? It's like, okay, do it again. And like, anyone can grab any mechanic. I tanked and did the cutting, and then I did something else, and then I did something else. Like, you can switch. The tank dies. Okay, let me just tag in and tank. You know what I mean? Like shit. I think Narot lagged last time we did Hive Queen, and then Illy just grabbed it and just run, and then they did the little mechanic. It was perfect. But like shit happens, and rather than like your tank's dead, okay, wipe. Someone can cover in real quick. We res Narot. He jumped on the boss. Boom, tanked it perfectly. Boom, 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 dead. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It just like I love that feeling. Like it's great.
I just love this game. I never actually left it. Yeah, I don't know. Because like. What hooked me was the character creation. And the reason I have 11 characters is because I just played around with the creation, and I'm like, oh, I like this character. Oh, I like this one. Oh, let's make a class for this, and let's try out that class. So it's just so fun, and to keep it entertaining and interesting, I sometimes swap to a different class and figure out how that one works. And then, because like it's also interesting because you go to the same dungeon that you're an expert of. You know exactly how to do it as a warlock. And then I bring my sin, and I'm like, what the F do I do?
Yeah.
Everything changes. It's like, which iframes I gotta use? How I gotta move? I remember specifically when Are You Sanctum first came out and Kazu showed me the cheese to boss 1. Funniest thing ever. We failed the conduction with the lightning where we get to stack the ads up. We're failed. I'm like, oh, that's a wipe. He picks up the ad and drags it to the boss, and the ad explodes on him. I'm like, you can do that? What? And I'm like, holy shit. He's like, watch this. I'm like, watch what? He picks the ad and runs it across the room. I'm like, oh my lord! I just lost my mind. I'm like, it's like when you can break the and they leave it in. You can break stuff and they don't take it out. I don't think they can. But like, there's things that you can break in this game. They're like, yeah, because you can technically solo the first boss too. When they kept the fists in, the debuff kills you. If you like iframe into the wall in like some weird way and spin, like the last fist misses and you can keep going. Yeah, it's like that shouldn't be a thing you can do. But like, that keeps bringing me back to this game, figuring out weird shit you can do. It just feels good. It's really enjoyable.
And then finally, I have a question for both of you: Bowsette or Buchan?
Bowsette.
Really?
Have you seen them both?
Bowsette? Okay.
You've seen one of them?
I've seen Bowsette.
Oh, have you not seen it, Yeti? Do you not have a picture of Bowsette and Buchan?
My general chat is just that. Speaking of that, there's now one for Piranha Plant. She's jumping out of the tube. That's actually cute. Slightly terrifying with those fangs, but I'm down. I would say, well, never mind. See, it depends on the picture. Definitely depends on the picture. I like smug girls.
That's true.
And Bowsette's very smug, and I love smug face. It's my favorite thing ever. So I would say that. But if you can find me a smug boo, and we'll have a fight.
All right, cool.
I might change my mind.
I think I'm more or less done here. Do you have anything that you want to say to my viewers for like an outro or anything?
don't necessarily have an outro, but thank you for giving me your time. It was a pleasure speaking with all you guys. It was definitely a pleasure speaking to you, Kero Pete.
Thanks for playing Blade and Soul.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Great.
I love this game. If you guys, if anyone needs help, specifically on the Euro server, you always more than welcome to swing by. Got any questions? Just want people to play with. I'm here. Waifu's here. We're all here.
Perfect. Okay, that's a wrap.
What can I say except you're welcome?